The young and the restless spoilers in the neon-lit alleys of Genoa, where secrets are currency and trust is a luxury few can afford, an unexpected reunion unfolds that shakes the very foundation of the city's underworld. Martin, the elusive mastermind whose name is whispered with equal parts fear and awe, harbors a secret he's kept hidden from the public eye, a daughter. Claire, a young woman with a heart full of hope and apprehension, is that very daughter. Their clandestine bond, long concealed from prying eyes, is about to be thrust into the harsh glare of reality as Martin's true identity is exposed and he finds himself relentlessly pursued. For years, Martin has maneuvered through Genoa's treacherous web of power and deceit, orchestrating elaborate schemes and outwitting both his enemies and his supposed allies. Despite his cold, calculated exterior and reputation for ruthlessness, there remained an enigma that defied the narrative of his villainy, a side of him that, in the rare, quiet moments away from the chaos, showed glimpses of humanity through the eyes of a father. Yet, this secret bond was something he could never publicly acknowledge. Revealing that he had a daughter would not only compromise his carefully constructed persona but also provide his adversaries with an invaluable leverage point. The recent exposure of Martin's identity sent shockwaves through Genoa's elite and the criminal underworld alike. As the net of law enforcement and vengeful rivals tightened around him, Claire's heart pounded with a cocktail of fear and sorrow. The revelation that her father was being hunted ignited a storm of emotions within her. Fear gripped her, and tears streamed down her face as she grappled with the consequences of a legacy she never asked for. In her mind, every sob and trembling plea was a desperate cry for a father she yearned to protect, a man torn between a life defined by destruction and a love that could redeem his soul. Against the backdrop of chaos and uncertainty, fate orchestrated a secret meeting between Martin and Claire. In a hidden corner of Genoa, far from the prying eyes of those who would use their bond against them, the two converged. The meeting was shrouded in tension and unspoken questions. What had transpired in the years they were apart? How could a man notorious for his nefarious deeds now be reduced to a father desperate to shield his daughter from the fallout of his misdeeds? In an emotionally charged moment that halted time itself, Claire, overwhelmed by relief and longing, sprinted towards Martin. With tears mingling with whispered words of desperate hope, she threw her arms around him and called out, "Boy!" A plea that transcended the chaos, a raw declaration of filial love that resonated even with the hardened hearts of those who had long since surrendered to cynicism. For a brief moment, the treacherous undercurrents of Genoa's criminal world paused to witness this tender reunion, leaving even the most cynical observers dumbfounded. But the complexities of their relationship were far from over. As if fate had conspired to add another layer of mystery to an already convoluted tale, whispers began to circulate about a shadowy connection between Martin and a man named Jordan. The rumor mill in Genoa churned with speculation. Could it be that Jordan, another figure draped in enigma, was entwined in Martin's schemes? Sources suggested that Jordan and Martin might be collaborating to deceive the city's elite, manipulating the very fabric of power that held Genoa together. The idea that such influential players were engaged in a sophisticated game of deception only deepened the intrigue and the danger. Amid these swirling uncertainties, Claire's maternal instincts took over. Determined to protect not only her father but also the innocence of Genoa, she pleaded with Martin to leave the city, if only for a time. "Please, Dad," she implored, her voice quivering with both fear and determination, "get away from here. I can set you up with enough money to live comfortably somewhere safe. Don't let your past ruin any more lives here. People in Genoa are good, and they don't deserve the havoc your actions have wrought." Her plea was not merely a cry for escape, it was a desperate hope for redemption, a wish for her father to break free from the cycle of destruction that had defined him for so long. Yet, Martin's response was as chilling as it was unequivocal. His life, he argued, was inseparable from the chaos he had embraced, a life where the thrill of upheaval and the allure of breaking norms were as essential as breathing. "Claire," he said with a grim smile that bordered on madness, "I was born to disrupt, to challenge the order of things. I thrive on chaos, on the thrill of knowing that I am the architect of change, even if that change comes at a steep price. A peaceful life is not for me. It's not who I am." His words echoed with the bitter truth of a man who had long ago forsaken the possibility of normalcy for the seductive power of his own destructive path. The clash between father and daughter was inevitable. What began as a tender, almost surreal reunion rapidly devolved into a fierce argument. Claire's eyes, red from tears and burning with resolve, met Martin's cold, unyielding gaze. Their voices rose in a tumultuous crescendo, a clash of ideals where love, legacy, and self-destruction battled for dominance. In that raw, unfiltered confrontation, every word was laden with the weight of their shared history, years of pain, regret, and unspoken longing. For Claire, the argument was not simply about the choices Martin had made, it was about the future of a city that had already suffered too much under his reign. "I don't want you to hurt anyone else," she cried. "I want you to have a chance at a better life, one where you're not defined solely by the chaos you create. Please, think about what you're doing, about the people who look up to you, even if they don't know you're their savior." But Martin's reply was resolute and unyielding. "I can't change who I am, Claire. This life, this path of destruction, is my truth. I won't apologize for the chaos I create. It's the only way I know how to live." Their bitter disagreement, though painful, was a familiar refrain, a recurring battle in the tragic saga of a father and daughter whose lives were inextricably intertwined with the dark underbelly of Genoa. Each clash, each heartfelt plea and every defiant refusal, added another chapter to the legend of Martin, a man who, despite his many flaws, had once known the warmth of a daughter's love. Yet, the pull of his destructive nature remained unrelenting, a siren call that echoed through the labyrinthine corridors of his soul. As the night deepened, the fragile moments of tenderness faded into the cold reality of their circumstances. Claire's eyes glistened with unshed tears as she looked upon her father, a man torn between the allure of chaos and the desperate hope of redemption. The promise of a peaceful life, of leaving Genoa behind, hung in the air like a fragile dream. But for Martin, that dream was as distant as a memory from a life he had long abandoned. In the midst of a city teetering on the edge of revelation and retribution, the secret meeting between Martin and Claire served as both a beacon of hope and a harbinger of inevitable conflict. The enigmatic presence of Jordan and the mysterious alliance he might share with Martin added yet another layer of intrigue, leaving the citizens of Genoa to wonder just how deep the deception ran. With every whispered rumor and every clandestine meeting, the fabric of Genoa's society was further stretched by the weight of secrets, betrayals, and unfulfilled promises. The future remained uncertain, as the tangled threads of loyalty, deception, and familial love wove an intricate tapestry that defied easy unraveling. For Claire, the battle was not only to protect her father from the consequences of his choices but also to shield the innocent from the fallout of a legacy steeped in chaos. Her plea for Martin to abandon Genoa, even if only temporarily, was a desperate bid for a new beginning, a hope that someday, somehow, the cycle of violence and deception might finally be broken. Yet, even as she clung to that fragile hope, the harsh reality was clear. Some souls are so intertwined with darkness that redemption may forever remain out of reach. In the heart of Genoa, where every secret eventually finds the light and every betrayal leaves its mark, the storm between Martin and Claire raged on, a poignant reminder that the bonds of blood and the scars of the past can both heal and haunt in equal measure. In this city of secrets and shattered dreams, the tale of Martin and Claire stands as a testament to the complex interplay of love and destruction. It is a story of forbidden bonds, desperate pleas for change, and the inevitable clash between the desire for a better future and the haunting allure of a past that refuses to be forgotten. Dreams, deception, and shifting identities, unraveling the enigma of Claire in Genoa. In the labyrinthine world of Genoa, nothing is ever as it seems, and the line between reality and illusion is as fragile as a whisper in the wind. For fans and onlookers alike, the ever-changing tapestry of secrets, betrayals, and family ties has long captivated hearts and minds. Recent speculations, rife with uncertainty and intrigue, have only deepened the enigma surrounding one figure in particular, Claire. At first glance, the swirling rumors suggest that Claire might be the long-lost daughter of Martin, a man whose past is as dark as the secrets he keeps hidden behind the facade of Genoa's underworld. According to one theory, Martin, whose reputation for ruthless cunning precedes him, had a daughter he never publicly acknowledged. The idea of this forbidden bond, where familial love collides with criminal ambition, has sparked heated debates among fans and conspiracy theorists. Yet, as quickly as one theory emerges, another is set in motion, leaving us to wonder, what is the truth behind Claire's identity? The tantalizing possibility that Claire could be Martin's offspring has all the makings of a classic tale of betrayal, redemption, and the burdens of legacy. In one version of the narrative, the revelation of this bond is accompanied by tearful reunions and passionate confrontations, moments that would forever alter the fate of those caught in the crossfire of loyalty and vengeance. However, such revelations have always been the domain of the storyteller, a clever writer who delights in subverting expectations and weaving a web of constant surprise. But what if all these intricate plots and heart-wrenching encounters are nothing more than the vivid imagery of a dream? What if the stories we follow, with their twists and turns, are just figments of someone's fevered imagination? After all, in the world of serialized drama, the writer holds the power to deceive and delight in equal measure. One moment, Claire is the daughter of a notorious criminal mastermind. The next, her true lineage is revealed to be something entirely different, perhaps the long-hidden secret of being Victoria's own flesh and blood. It is this very ambiguity that keeps us on the edge of our seats. The fluidity of identity, where nothing remains constant and every revelation is met with another question, is as much a part of Genoa's charm as its dark alleys and shadowed past. The narrative is a living, breathing entity, one that evolves with every twist of fate, every whispered secret in the corridors of power. The uncertainty of Claire's true parentage and the possibility that all these events could be but a surreal dream leave us wondering about the nature of truth in a world where the storyteller is always one step ahead. For many, the true essence of Claire is shrouded in layers of mystery. Is she the desperate daughter of a broken, conflicted man, trapped in a cycle of violence and sorrow? Or is she, in fact, something altogether different, destined to play a role far more significant than the mere child of a notorious criminal? Some whisper that if Claire is not truly Martin's daughter, then she must be the biological child of Victoria, a revelation that would upend everything we know about the intricate dynamics of power and legacy in Genoa. The notion that Claire might be Victoria's daughter introduces a new layer of drama, suggesting that her destiny is intertwined with the city's elite and that her presence in Genoa may only be temporary. Indeed, the shifting narratives surrounding Claire have transformed her into a symbol of the uncertainty that defines our modern mythos. Every time a new detail emerges, it sends ripples through the community of fans who live and breathe these stories. The writer, with an almost mischievous flair, continuously reinvents the storyline, teasing us with the promise of a revelation that might never come, or that, when it does, will only lead to further questions. Is it all a dream? A projection of our deepest fears and wildest hopes? Or is there an undeniable truth hidden beneath the layers of deception and elaborate subplots? This cycle of expectation and defiance is not merely a narrative device, it is the pulse of Genoa itself. The city, with its intricate networks of power, betrayal, and redemption, mirrors the chaos of human existence. In such a setting, the true identity of a character like Claire is less about bloodlines and more about the legacy we choose to create for ourselves. It is a reminder that every secret, every hidden truth, can be both a source of empowerment and a burden that weighs heavily on those who dare to confront it. The anticipation of Claire's eventual unveiling is palpable. As the rumors intensify and the speculation grows, one thing remains clear: whether she is Martin's daughter, Victoria's child, or simply a captivating figure born from the writer's ingenious mind, her story is destined to be one of transformation and revelation. The promise of seeing her true identity come to light is enough to inspire both fear and excitement among the denizens of Genoa. The stakes are high, and every twist in the tale is a reminder that, in this world, identity is a fluid concept, a moving target that defies categorization. In the end, the brilliance of this narrative lies in its deliberate ambiguity. The writer's ability to weave multiple layers of deception and expectation into a single story is what makes it so enthralling. We are left to wonder, are we merely following the scripted movements of characters on a stage, or are we witnessing the unfolding of a destiny that has been written in the stars? The answer, much like the truth about Claire, remains elusive, hidden in the spaces between fact and fantasy. As we continue to follow the ever-changing saga of Genoa, we must embrace the uncertainty and relish the thrill of the unknown. The mysteries of the past, the dreams of the present, and the possibilities of the future all converge in a single narrative that challenges our perceptions of identity, loyalty, and fate. Claire's journey, in all its enigmatic glory, is a testament to the power of storytelling, a reminder that sometimes, the most compelling truths are the ones we can never fully grasp, no matter how hard we try. So, whether these events are nothing more than a fleeting dream or the culmination of a carefully orchestrated plan, one truth remains constant. The allure of the unknown, the promise of a revelation, and the endless dance between reality and deception will continue to captivate us. And as we wait with bated breath for Claire's true identity to be unmasked, we are reminded that in Genoa, every secret, every dream, and every whispered rumor is part of a grand, ever-evolving tapestry. A tapestry that leaves us both terrified and thrilled by the possibilities that lie ahead.